Dr. Sarah Lawson had always been drawn to the macabre. As a child, she had a fascination with death that never quite left her, even as she grew older and pursued a career in medicine. She had heard the rumors of an old mortuary in the outskirts of town that was abandoned long ago, and her curiosity finally got the better of her. On a dreary Friday afternoon, Sarah found herself wandering through the dark and foreboding halls of the mortuary. She felt uneasy as she navigated the winding corridors, each step echoing loudly in the stillness. As she moved deeper into the building, she noticed that the walls were decorated with faded paintings of grotesque scenes of death and decay. It wasn't long before Sarah found herself in a small room that appeared to have once been a laboratory. Dust-covered tools and instruments lay scattered about the room, and the smell of formaldehyde hung heavy in the air. At the center of the room, on a dusty table, was a large, leather-bound book. Curiosity getting the better of her, Sarah approached the table and picked up the book. As she did, a rat scurried out from under the table and darted across the room. Sarah jumped, dropping the book back onto the table with a loud thud. But as she turned to leave, she noticed that something strange was happening to the book. The pages began to turn on their own, as if by some unseen force, revealing ancient and cryptic symbols and illustrations that Sarah could not understand. She felt a chill run down her spine, and as she backed away from the table, she caught a glimpse of her reflection in an old, dusty mirror. But it wasn't her reflection. The figure staring back at her was shrouded in darkness, its eyes glowing with an eerie red light. Suddenly, Sarah felt something move in the shadows behind her. She turned to look, but it was too late. She felt a sharp pain in her arm, and as she looked down, she saw that the rat from earlier had bitten her. In a panic, Sarah tried to leave the room, but her vision began to blur and she stumbled. She could feel the life draining from her body, and she knew that she was in grave danger. As she lay on the ground, helpless and alone, she realized that the book was a gateway to a realm of darkness and horror. The mortuary had been abandoned for a reason. It was cursed, and anyone who entered was doomed to become a victim of its curse. In the end, Sarah became just another statistic, another victim claimed by the cursed mortuary. And as she slipped into darkness, she knew that her curiosity had been her undoing. She had been lured in by the promise of the unknown, only to be consumed by the horrors that lay within.